Really? Hello everyone and welcome back to Calmlands. This is the multiplayer co-op with Nordic Farming and we've reached episode number 72. It is a drill fest today because all of our fields in Calmlands need to be drilled. They have no more crops in, so Nordic and I are jumping in the tractors and the seed hawks first thing and jetting over to our furthest field and our newest field, Arrowdown, because yes, we need to get drilling. The auger wagons are already over there, ready to meet us. They've got seed and fertilizer in their stocks, so we can easily refill and top up, replenish our seed drill air cart hoppers, and we will be ready to go. And I think the first crop that we're going to be putting in is wheat. So yes, our Arrowdown field, our newest field, is going to receive its first crop and is going to be christened with wheat. So let's head on over there. You can see in the distance one of our auto drivers, workers, driving off. I think he's probably going to be accompanied by a friend, probably hurtling around the corner very soon. The one at the front was the JCB Fast Track, and that is quite a deal quicker than the other tractors in our inventory. Let's head on down. Yep, you can see that it's all awash with harvested fields. There's no crop, and actually there's some weeds in Lakeview to the left. Right, let's turn left here and get ourselves down to Arrowdown, which we limed up last month, and that was in readiness for today. You put that tree there. Right, here we go. We are at Arrowdown. We've got our two auger wagons ready and waiting up ahead. I think we will need to detach the drill and go along with the air cart to refill. Let's drop that off there. There we go. And we can drop off the drill just in front of it. Really? Hopefully, yeah, there we go. We've got seed going in. Just need to align it a bit better. Superb. There we go. Seed in that one. So it's the front two with seed. And the rear one with fertilizer. There we go. Lovely job. We can close up the hatches and get reattached. Alright, there we go. We are reattached. So I think we'll start with a headland first of all, or I don't know, maybe we'll do rows first. I'll ask Nordic. Okay, so we are going to start with rows because we tend to start with the headland, but it is probably more accurate to start with the rows and then finish up with the headland. So we'll get this seed hawk unfolded to the full width. I think Nordic is going to lead the way, so we'll move out of his way and get the GPS configured. Right, Nordic has wasted no time, so we can get fired up. We will head on in, try and line up as best we can with Nordic, and get our GPS set, and get this wheat drilled in. See you soon. go. We can raise up. Just finished the headland, and it was a mighty big job. Let's spin down the air cart. There we go. Always nice hearing that spin down. What a machine. And despite it being a rather large machine, that field has taken us a long time. I think Arrow Down is our second biggest field. So, yep, no wonder really. But yes, we are going to refill in readiness for the next field, which is going to be Lakeview, where we are going to drill soybeans. So before I forget, I better switch to soybeans. There we go. Nordic has folded up already and is going to refill the air cart. We will do the same. So in fact, let's pull alongside once he's moved out of the way. And we did have to refill once. We did one half of the field and then came to refill the air cart, and then came and did the second half of the field. And there's quite a big capacity in these air carts. They do have sufficient space for seed and solid fertilizer, so on big fields like this it really does help. I don't know whether we could have done the whole field with just one load though. We seem to be running low on solid fertilizer more so than seed, and that's probably because this is the first time Arrow Down would have received any fertilization, any nitrogen, because it's the first crop that's gone in it. Right, so we've got soybeans selected. We can spin around here to grab our seed and our fertilizer, and then we'll be sending these auto drivers off to the next field to head there and wait. And based on what's left in the auger, I think they might actually have to go to the shop. Oh yes, I think Nordic has just said that that auger wagon is out of fertilizer, so we'll probably have to go over to the next field and get that once he's back. So Nordic has just informed me, and he's quite right, that the next crop we're doing in Lakeview is soybean. So because we have precision farming installed, we don't actually need any fertilizer or nitrogen in the seed drill, which is good news. Right, what's going on here? I think we are not attached. There we go. Now we are attached. So we've got soybeans selected. We have regained the drill, although I've got it the wrong way around. I got the air cart first and then the drill, so I do need to swap this back. Bear with me. Right, that is better. Let's head off and get to Lakeview. Right, we'll head back onto the main road, and I'm hoping to not snag the tree this time. Okay, we've ventured into Lakeview, so we'll get unfolded. We're going to start with the headland first of all, and then we'll move into the rows. So unfolding, and you can see that we don't need to apply any fertilizer from the top left precision farming menu, which is good news. Right, that is all lowered, and we can switch on and lower away. Tiny slither just captured there, and we can shut it down and fold up once again. Soybeans completed. And Nordic and I certainly are doing the drill duty today. 2 fields down, and 2 of our largest, or larger fields I should say. Now I think the plan is that we've got a good amount of hourage left this afternoon, that Nordic and I are going to move on to tackle probably our biggest field, Southbank, and within that we are going to put canola. So we will need to make sure that we do top up with fertilizer this time. The seed we did pretty well with the soybeans. Only went through, yes, 66% of our tank, or 1 tank out of 2, with seeds, so that's good. And we didn't use any fertilizer there because it was soybeans, and that doesn't take fertilizer as part of precision farming. Right, let's drop off our air cart, move our drill down a little bit so we can pick it up. So that means that if we're tackling our 3 largest fields today, we are going to have to come back next time to do the remaining 3, and then that leaves 1 that we are going to be planting. So I will talk through probably what we're going to plant in the future in the remaining fields at the end of the day. But yeah, let's get this air cart attached, if I can align up to it properly. There we go. Cover's open, and let's get refilled. Fertilizer first, it seems, and then seed. Cool, and we best send these fellas off over to Southbank field because that's where we are going to need them next. So I think if we take a little search in here. Right, so yes, bin 1 cow and Southbank because it services both of those fields. So let's set this chap off to that field. They are heading off now, so we can close up, get the air cart reattached to the drill, and then it's heading on down to Southbank, where we are going to be drilling canola over the crest of the hill. And we really can see the extent of Southbank, which has kind of chopped straw in from where we did the harvest, and then down to the right we can see Lakeside, which we also harvested last time. Right, I think Nordic is busy setting up the GPS, and one thing we did differently for Lakeview Field is we actually set a GPS track which we can both consume, which is very handy, and that means we don't have to keep rejigging our GPS lines as we are working. So I can show you what I mean if we go into the GPS menu. Aha, look, there we go. Nordic has saved a track, so he went in here and set his AB line with the width of the machine, and we've got snap terrain angle on, and then he basically set the AB line and saved it as a particular route, and Southbank drill is what it is. So we will click on that to make sure we've got that loaded. Right, so that GPS course is loaded. So we're going to start with the headland once again. Seems to be better to do the headland first, as it gives us some good turning space, but probably normally in real life you do the headland last. Right, Nordic is away, so let's get unfolded. We want to make sure we've got canola selected. There we go. Switch on and lower away. would you look at that? Southbank all drilled with canola. We did the last row, and Nordic was busy tidying up a few of the scrappy bits that we missed on some of the tight turns. But that is all sorted now, so we can fold up and drive around the border of the field. And I think we're going to park up the drills at the BGA, because we will be needing them next time to finish off the remaining 3 fields that we're going to put grain in. And then there's one other field to make it 7, where we're going to drill corn, and that's probably going to be a lakeside field, I think, because that's then nearest our BGA if we wanted to do a forage harvest. Now, I think it's safe to say Nordic and I have got the drilling down to a T. We were working very efficiently there, and again we used the track that we'd saved for the GPS route, so our drills were working very nicely in tandem there and made it just quite a smooth operation. And one thing that did, despite it being a very large field, feel quite speedy was the fact that we were going side to side. We weren't having to battle the hills with this rather heavy Seedhawk drill and air cart. So there were short rows, but they were very quick ones, and that made it nice and efficient as well. And we even had to stop halfway to bring the auger over to refill. And yeah, I think potentially bringing the auger and the tractor over to the drill is probably easier than having to unhitch the air cart and the drill whilst you're mid-flow. I imagine that in real life there's probably a lot of pipes and connections that you'd have to sort of reattach if you were to disconnect the air cart, so I think bringing the auger over to the drill is probably the best way to go. But 3 fields drilled, our 3 largest fields, so quite an achievement there. 3 more fields to drill and then 1 left to plant. And at some point Nordic and I are going to have to empty these silage bunkers because they are fully fermented. And yeah, they need to go in the BGA. Let's loop round so we are head to toe with Nordic. Fantastic. So quick look at the fields. Top left is Arrowdown, where we've got our wheat. Then next to it, Lakeview is where we have our soybeans. And then down in the bottom right is Southbank, where we have got our canola. And all 3 are nicely growing now, along with our poplar, which has regrown in Bridgeway. There we go, here is the poplar that is regrowing. We will need to fertilise that at some point because it's showing red. There we go, that is it for today. I hope you have enjoyed watching. If you have, remember to drop a like and subscribe. Check out Nordic's channel for his perspective of today's session. And until next time on Calm Lands, we will see you then. Cheers all, bye bye.